Hi everyone, Rick Walker here. Today I want to talk about risk, bravery, and a night that shaped my life. The fateful night. It was the year 2000, and I was in the website design, hosting, and the real estate business all at the same time. It was one night, well after midnight, I jumped into my green Land Rover Discovery. It's a car, if you remember it, that'll go down in history as probably one of the worst, one of the most unreliable yet fun vehicles of all time. I had just finished another successful launch of a website for a mega church. The church was putting up 30 all-black billboards across Oklahoma with just the website address in big white letters the next morning. And so I wanted to get the DNS and the hard drive swapped over, running RAID for redundancy. Back then that was the cool thing to do. So I decided to do it in person in our downtown leased data center, because if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And so as I was crossing the bridge over I-37 in downtown Corpus Christi, Texas, it's not the safest place to be. A group of thugs blocked the one-way bridge. The haze from the port of Corpus Christi, a block over, struck against the yellowed lamp on the opposite corner. About a dozen figures stood there, plus the outline of two cars angled behind them. The site launched at midnight, so it must have been closer to 2 or 3 in the morning by then. You see, a weak man is a dangerous man. I was a little bit afraid, but I blamed that on sleep deprivation and being outnumbered. Seeing a group of potentially armed men blocking the road, you too would see very, very quickly that you only have 3 options if you're unarmed like me. I could either 1, stop and encounter them outnumbered and unarmed, not a good thing. Or 2, I could reverse and hope they didn't follow me, or worse, have someone else to box me in. Or 3, I could play chicken and risk killing them and going to jail, hospital, or both. The decision. These same 3 options tell us a little about business and life. You see, my first option, to stop and encounter them, did cross my mind. I figured I could hand them the cash in my wallet and head home, assuming these were reasonable men. But reasonable men do not try to stop vehicles in groups of a dozen at midnight. If a man knows a dozen other people who would do such a thing, he's likely not someone you want to know or negotiate with. So a good read on your counterparty often brings you to a quick conclusion. If they were masked, they needed masks daily. That's why they had them on them. If unmasked, they know I'd seen their faces. Next, the idea of reversing did occur. But would they follow me? Would another car box me in from the other side that I wasn't seeing? Would I cause an accident on the arched bridge? If I fled, would they attack the next vehicle? And maybe that would be some poor woman? I would never know. Making a bet on risk. As a betting man, I know living by probability is a fool's game. If you keep playing the odds by the book, the casino always wins. But worldviews of the contrarian are built on relevance and impact. Sometimes risk is right. You need to want to live more than the other person wishes not to die. There's a difference. Living and wishing not to die. 2 differences. You see, cowards see threats as threats, but the wise flip threats into opportunities. And so at midnight, I chose the insane. Firm in my grip on the steering wheel, I approximated the distance between the 2 angled cars blocking the road. Hoping one would reverse back so I could swerve through, I decided to let my whole life ride. The choice. And as I powered toward the group from 30 meters away, the thugs appeared to run toward the sides. The cars, however, they weren't moving. At about 10 yards away, both cars finally rushed back, leaving barely enough room for me to squeeze by. And thankfully, they didn't even chase me. The lesson. I believe the great sin is cowardice. More than murder, lying, or treason, we only get one life, one chance. If we're to truly live, we must face life's challenges and fears head on. Risks, unless you're a fool or a gambler, cannot be practiced in a controlled environment. They must be faced in the wild. Final thoughts. Yes, risks, unless you're a fool or a gambler, they cannot be practiced in a controlled experiment. They must be seen out in the wild. because the wild is the only place you can kill or be killed. And that's what I love about entrepreneurship. You only eat what you kill. And to kill means to be dangerous. Every man and every woman must know how to be savage if they are to live free. So I wish to leave you with 3 pieces of encouragement. Number 1, embrace risk. Risk is where life happens. Number 2, cultivate bravery. Bravery is the antidote to cowardice. And number 3, live fully, because we only get one chance. And remember, risk is right, because risk is the only place you will ever find life or love. They cohabitate. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more stories and lessons. Leave your comments below with your own experiences or any questions you have, and I'll do my very best to get around to them. Until next time, take risks and live fully. Thanks, everyone.